Hello everyone, I'm Krasi, and this is the week for the 12 Ascendants. This is my weekly overview from 20th of May until 26th of May. Under this video, you will see the time stamps for each ascendant. Of course, this is only very basic because each one's chart is unique. So before starting with ARIES, just to tell you just a brief overview on what is happening right now on the sky. And of course, 4 days ago, we know the sun entered Sidereal, Taurus, and the first days until mid of the month, until 15th of May, the sun will pass through first to the interesting degrees of which are very esoteric, of the Pleiades, Algol, and these degrees are very esoteric, very interesting in terms of intuition, in terms of enhancing your intuition, and they are also very much about any spiritual work. So the sun is in Taurus. The Taurus is the sign of money, but this week is not very supportive in terms of finances because Venus is in Aries, and there, even though she has certain dignities there, due to the fact that she is passing the degrees of Athena Pallas, still, and also through own term ruled by Venus, still, and you can see I have other video in detail, I'm talking about this transit of Venus in Aries still. Venus is not really supporting us very much financially. The whole world is influenced by the three retrograde planets: Saturn retrograde, Pluto retrograde, Ketu with Saturn and Pluto all retrograde, and Jupiter is also retrograde, very much linked to Saturn and Pluto and Ketu. So we are not the economy in general, you see that the markets are not in very beneficial position. So in general, even though the sun is in Aries, in Taurus, excuse me, we cannot expect the week to be very good in terms of finances. So these are just few words important to tell you. Also, Mercury is with the sun in Taurus, and there Mercury is having certain dignities, having dignity by triplicity, meaning that Mercury from Taurus is trining his own sign, Virgo. So there Mercury is fine for communication, but not really so much supporting our communication really, because it's invisible, in very tight conjunction with the sun. So yes, Mercury is in a way dignified, unafflicted, and this will be fine for travel, for communication, but not really so much, and it's not supporting so much negotiations, new communication activities, and so on. So the week is a little bit maybe challenging, but I'm sure that with when we're very spiritual and we're connected with the spirit world, we'll go through this period, which is temporary, easily. So let's start with Aries. Now, Venus is on your ascendant, and this is really beautiful. Venus is, even though against her own sign, still Venus in Aries, especially this week when passing through Venus term, Venus is fine. She will give you pure blessing. She receives the trine of Saturn, and this is also very esoteric, very interesting. There is a star which has similar nature, and which is very esoteric, very occultistic, very intuitive. So you may work this way, doing spiritual practices, and this is supporting your routine finances, your routine work, but not really so much. As we said, the sky is not very good for the economy in general. So you will be supported in terms your relationship, your negotiation with your partner, like when you have to solve unsolved issues and communications from before, you may do, because Saturn is trine in Venus, and this is quite fine. This I see as not as a bad trine. In terms of travel and communication and negotiation, the week is maybe not very, very appropriate. Now, let's see Taurus. Now you're having the sun on your ascendant with Mercury, and this is really very nice because, of course, the sun will bring you beautiful energies, will give you energies that are about impetus for spiritual work, for esoteric work, ideas for travel, for making money. This is fine, but be cautious because on the same time, Mars is a little bit stopping your communication. It's a little bit saying that you need to be careful when negotiating, also when traveling. So you need to be cautious. You will have good energies because the sun is supporting you, but still be a little bit cautious. Now, your ascendant ruler in the 12th house is there to say that you may desire to go deeper into esoterics, self-solitude, self-isolation. This is also empathic work. You may do this, and this is really very, very nice. Still, I would not recommend really travel, negotiation, and yes, a lot of spiritual work will be wonderful and will make you feel very, very well. Also, the sun gives good energies to your health, but still, since the ascendant ruler is in the 12th house, it's good to be responsible for your overall health. And now we are having Gemini. Now you are already experiencing Mars, Saturn opposition, and Mars is on your ascendant. And even though Venus is very supportive, sextiling your ascendant, and this is truly saving you from the possible unpredictable, impulsive troubles that actually Mars can cause. So Venus is saving you, supporting you very, very luckily and very, very much, but still, during this week, be a little bit cautious. Cautious when traveling, cautious when negotiating. Be very patient with your beloved ones, with your partners, as especially the axis of ascendant and descendant is a little bit tense this week. Be responsible for your health, and don't worry because Venus is really saving you also in terms of finances, but you still need to be cautious. Yes. And of course, the spiritual work, connecting with the spirit world will be very, very positive for you. Now let's see Cancer. Now for you, we had, if we look at the month in two basic stages, and this is the appearance of the first crescent, and then also the full moon, which the moon is very, very important for everyone, but also for you. So if we say that the full moon, which is determining the rest of the 15 days of the month, of the lunar month, if we say that the full moon appeared in Scorpio, this is emphasizing on your 5th house. It is emphasizing on love. It is emphasizing on creativity. It is emphasizing on all those studies which are related to creative knowledge, which doesn't necessarily need to result in diploma, but are about creativity, about luck. Yes, the moon is detriment, but still on the 5th house, this is the house of the good fortune, and this is a good placement for you of the moon. So this will be fine, and this will enhance your luck, your spiritual work as well, because the moon is meeting the retrograde Jupiter on your 5th house. So in terms of luck, in terms of also finances, the week is absolutely not bad for you. Until Venus is supporting you from your 10th house, this may be very appropriate timing for you to create good environment at work that will result in future success, for example, because Venus will be very helpful when it comes to your career and work right now. Though keep in mind that the time is not ripe for negotiations because Mercury is not appropriate for this, and also because your subordinates may not be very, very helpful, and there you need to be careful. You also be responsible for your health. Just in general, be responsible for your health and maintain healthy lifestyle. And now Leo. The sun for you is on your 10th house, and this is quite fine for your career, for your work. Mars and Saturn are in such position that you may need to give more attention to children, to be a bit cautious with them, like give extra attention and care in every activity that your children do. Venus is very good in terms of travel, connection with abroad. Venus is very good even for traveling. Yeah, so this is important. The Mars from your 11th house and Saturn opposition, Saturn, Pluto, Ketu opposing Mars would say, be careful with your friends, be careful with the people who are surrounded with your social circle, and be careful with your trust. In any case, this can bring interesting friends from the past. So the week is good for your spiritual work, can be supportive for your finances, and your career may also be supported. Let's see now, Virgo. Now for you, your ascendant ruler is well invisible, I know, but well with the sun on your 9th house, trining your ascendant, which is fine for negotiations, well with some limits because Mercury is invisible, but still, Mercury trining your ascendant with Venus, this is fine. It's good for fine communication, for fine artistic communication, fine art, fine. It is really Mercury with the sun in such close distance is actually can be very creative and can be very productive for your mind, for your studies, for sharing knowledge. So this can be really very nice. You may experience some challenges at work with your career, with your superiors, also at home. Be patient with parents, be patient at home with your beloved ones, and also be very, very diplomatic at work. Still, even though Mercury is well on your 9th house, I would say it's not, the time is not really appropriate for negotiations, as it's not really for the whole world that much. Yes, and be responsible also for your health, as this is a bit of a tense opposition, Mars, Saturn, Pluto, all this. Now let's see Libra. Now for you, your ascendant ruler is making opposition to yourself, and it is on your 7th house, and this is good. This may be good, create good opportunities for improving relationships if you need so. With your partners, with your beloved ones, all this. In terms of finances, the week may not be very, very supportive, may desire additional work. Now, with you, since the axis of 3rd and 9th houses is a little bit tense, the week may be not very, very appropriate for travel. So be cautious, be very responsible, and double check, triple check when you will be traveling. Also, absolutely not appropriate to negotiate or to start negotiation cases or anything, or any cases or court cases. It just, you may not, the week may not be very, very appropriate. However, your family life, your beloved ones, this is where the support goes. Also, your spiritual work, studies are also quite supported. Be careful when traveling, be careful when negotiating. Scorpio. Now, with you, the situation is not so much changed indeed. You have now, you of course, you have Jupiter on the ascendant, and the full moon happened on your ascendant, the moon with Jupiter. So this is emphasizing, of course, on your ascendant, on Scorpio. So it could be that this week, as a result of this full moon, also the next week, you experience some very tense and very powerful emotional state and feelings. Oh, this is very, very normal. this would say that you may work on your relationship with your beloved ones and also with the people who relate to you somehow. You may receive support from your subordinates, and in terms of energy, you may feel that you're lacking a little bit of energy. So connect with the nature, do spirit work. So this will be very nice. In terms of finances, you may need to do some additional efforts and structure and discipline when it comes to finances. So this is about this week. Also, the week may not be very appropriate for traveling or for negotiations for contacts abroad. Your health is supported. Your subordinates may also support you. So this is about Scorpio. Now let's see Sagittarius. Now for you, we know this, that until January 2020, you are having Saturn, Pluto on your ascendant. When Saturn moves away in January, you will feel relief. Also in September, when Saturn turns direct, you will start experiencing relief from this. A bit tense, I know, transit, quite long transit, which is happening on your ascendant. Right now, when Mars is causing your position, you may experience indeed some challenges with your relationship, career-wise. Also, in terms of health, you may feel a little bit lack of energy or health disharmonies. But the good thing is that this is all temporary. It will pass. Connect with the spirit world. Do a lot of like contact also your own guardian angel and ask him to guide you easily through this transit, which is a little bit tense, I know. But Venus, for your good luck, is supporting you from your 5th house, which is the house of the good fortune. So you always receive support from somewhere, but still, I know this is not a very easy transit for no one on earth. When you have Saturn, Pluto, Ketu, all retrograde on your ascendant, this cannot be really very easy. And now when Mars is making the opposition to them, this is a period when you have to be careful when traveling, careful for your health, very responsible, and also the time is not very appropriate to negotiate. Yes, you will be supported by subordinates, but you may not be really very supported by superiors so much. And let's see Capricorn. Now, for you, well, your ascendant rule is still on your 12th house with Pluto. This may cause health disharmonies, lack of energy. So take good care of to maintain your levels of energy, like connecting with the nature, do needed herbal support of your health. This will certainly help, and also really connect with the nature, because this is Capricorn, ruled by Ninurta, who is the god of the agriculture. The more you connect with earth, with the nature, the better you will feel. Jupiter is supporting you, so you will be aware, okay, and Venus is also aspecting your ascendant to support you as well. The Sun on your 5th house is quite fine, and also the full moon happening on your 11th house is very much is fine for your finances. It is absolutely not bad for your finances, but can question a little bit the social circle, your friends. So this period when you may need to be a little bit careful whom you trust, and other friends may come into your life. Work, subordinates, you're not so much supported, so be careful whom you trust, especially when it comes to subordinates, people around you at work. The luck is on your side. Well, yes, need to support your health, definitely, and the period is not the most appropriate for negotiations. It's very appropriate for studies. All those studies that do not require diploma, that are about creativity, spirituality, philosophy, are wonderful and will give result. Aquarius. Now for you, your spirituality and even travel is supported. All these retrograde planets on your 11th house may be a little bit challenging when it comes to your friendships, when it comes to to your finances. Now the full moon happened on your 10th house, and this can create some exaggerated, like a bit, even a bit of a tension, let's say, on your when it comes to your career and your superiors. Therefore, be very diplomatic to avoid any small issues there. Now, travel is okay, communication is okay, but still cautiously, and do everything like double check, triple check. Oh, this is needed right now, actually, for almost everyone. Be patient, cautious with children, with your children. And yes, well, spiritual work, knowledge, all this is very beautifully supported in your chart. Let's see now, Pisces. Now for you, well, still we know your ascendant ruler is Jupiter is in Scorpio, is retrograde, and yes, this can be very interesting in terms of studies, education, but can bring you back to repetitive cycle, like of what you've done before. It's like there could be time to reanalyze, to recheck, to re-evaluate. Oh, this re can appear because Jupiter is very, very special, very, very deep in Scorpio, and this is of course aspecting your ascendant, and he's your ascendant ruler. So this is important to say. Also, if we look at Neptune as your second ascendant ruler, he is very esoteric, very interesting. So the week is exactly like this. Now you may have some challenges when it comes to superiors, career, work. So there you may need to have to give some attention and be very intuitive, very, very diplomatic. This may be needed. Now, Venus on your second house will make sure that you are fine financially, but right now, no one is really so much supported financially. In terms of travel, in terms of communication, you may do, but everything, double check, triple check. Be patient and loving with your family, with your beloved ones. So again, also with you, even though you Saturn, Ketu, Pluto are on your 10th house, still you receive the support of Jupiter and Venus, so you will be okay, but just be very diplomatic and very intuitive in your routine life, and very patient and loving with your family members. Work abroad, like communication with people abroad, like media work with people abroad is fine, it is supported. So thank you. With this, I'm completing my brief analysis for the 12 ascendants. You will see the timestamps, of course, of each sign. If you like to contact me for deeper analysis specifically on your natal chart, you're welcome to contact me. Also, your comments are welcome. Thank you.